Would you rather have Alex Smith's day or Ryan Fitzpatrick's day? Well, one guy won and one guy didn't. I think you'd rather have Alex Smith's day, even though Fitzpatrick threw for 400. But the 2 picks are huge plays in that game. And then he has the fumble late. For Smith, it's that, but also some key throwaways so that you don't get in 3rd and 19 and things like that, which, Tampa got in a couple of times. So I think those types of things wind up adding up over the course of a game. And obviously Alex doesn't get his feelings hurt when run plays keep coming in, even if the run game wasn't super effective. I think the offense actually kind of found a little bit of a rhythm, especially in the second half yesterday. I think that even in the first half, the penalties were what killed them more than anything. They had a couple of decent drives, and they'd get behind the chains, and then all of a sudden they'd have to punt. But at least they'd flip the field. And when you have a team that you're trying to make execute with precision, like you are Tampa, flipping the field and making them do that for longer, it just greatens, or it widens the chances that they're going to eventually make a mistake, and that's exactly what happened. So the offense does enough. It's a complementary style of football, if you will, if you want to put it very nicely. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't have a great upside. Like, I don't think this team is can beat an L.A. or a New Orleans or an Atlanta in a playoff game, but they can beat a lot of teams in this league, and obviously we saw that yesterday.
These guys keep looking at me funny when I keep saying, I think that there's still more there. I think this offense, okay, it's not an explosive chunk play, right? They don't have those guys, especially when they don't have Chris Thompson. So they're not going to go 3 plays, 80 yards, but there's no reason why they can't go 10 plays, 80 yards. And if they could just kind of do that 3 or 4 times a game and, limit penalties, they're shooting themselves in the foot more than anything, convert some on 3rd downs. Just because you're not explosive doesn't mean you can't sustain drives.
I look at you funny because I'm not used to the mustache yet.
Well, that's true, too. That's true, too.
I think that's exactly right. Like, I think there is a chance for a couple more explosive plays, and Vernon Davis is going to be your guy on that. Obviously, there's the miss late in 4-minute yesterday, which Alex was kicking himself about after the game. I think you could also try to dial that up a couple more. Davis target yesterday, and I don't think that's a smart way to go about it. That said, when you get Chris Thompson back, when you get Jamison Crowder back, those are 2 more dynamic playmakers, which is something you have none of right now. Alex Smith has found a really nice rapport with Maurice Harris. That's great. Mo Harris is very reliable. He clearly has a good connection with Alex. He is never going to make a guy miss or anything like that. He is whatever the opposite of dynamic is. And again, very reliable, like upgrade from Ryan Grant. But Ryan Grant was your 4th receiver, and that's where Mo Harris belongs as well. Michael Floyd, not dynamic. Josh Doxson does ridiculous stuff, both good and bad. He drops some easy ones, but man, he makes some tough catches. That's great, but with the ball, he's not dynamic as a ball carrier. And so Jordan Reed's probably your most dynamic guy, and obviously they tried to do a better job of getting him the ball in space yesterday, but Tampa actually did a good job where he made some catches on slants and things like that, but they didn't let him run after the catch. But when you get Chris back, and when you get Jamison back, 2 guys that can make someone miss, that changes your offense. And so I think that could boost the scoring a little bit. Trey Quinn, by the way, can be a similar type of guy. He's not as fast as Crowder, but he can make some guys miss. So you get those guys back, and now you're talking about not necessarily being explosive down the field like Kansas City is with Tyreek Hill, but you're at least moving the chains more consistently, converting on a few more 3rd downs, and that's going to make your defense's job even easier, and that complementary football goes up another level. Then maybe it also opens up something down the field to a guy like Vernon.
All right, so you mentioned Thompson and Crowder, and it's frustrating for Skins fans to watch this team because those guys are never on the field. I know Thompson tried a couple weeks ago, but then re-injured the ribs, I guess. But what is the latest on those 2 guys? When can we expect those guys to play?
I would expect Crowder to play this week. He was a decision late in the week. I think he tried to test it out Saturday morning and then obviously did not pass that test. They left him home and said, hey, rehab your ankle for the weekend, and we'll try again on Wednesday when we get back to practice. And so I think that the fact that he was that close, give him another week, he should be good to go. Thompson missed 2 games the first time, came back for 1, hurt basically the same injury on the other side of his ribs, and it was basically the same, maybe a little bit worse. We haven't talked to him a whole lot. He's been holed up in the training room, so I'm not sure exactly how to feel about him yet. Maybe we'll see him today. But I think this week could be a possibility for him. I think much more likely is going to be next week, but we'll see. The other two guys to watch out for are the two IR guys. Quinn is eligible this week. I'd assume he is back. The other guy is Byron Marshall, and I don't know exactly what they're going to do with him. They either have to activate him or release him, I think, after this week. I think this is his third week where they have to make a decision on him. And another playmaking type of guy is a guy who's got some speed, got some shake. But I don't know exactly where he fits on this roster right now because Capri Bibbs is playing well. I mean, are they going to go ahead and cut bait from Samaje Perine? Maybe. I don't know. But that's another guy, even if Chris is not back, that they like in that role and that they can get a couple of touches. And by the way, he played receiver at Oregon, so you think you could split him out and maybe make him useful there as well. But trying to find ways to get speed and playmakers on the field, they've got a couple of options starting this week.